I'm going to open the meeting of the Development Review Board. Thank you all for coming. As I've asked everyone to please be sure you sign in on the right sheet for your application. And you're just here to observe how wonderful Crystal acts. Good. Okay. Sheila, you're here for one of the cases, right? What's that?
Yes.
Okay. So did you find the sheet to sign in on? Okay, perfect. Thank you. You don't have to sign on that. Just sign on the one with the application, please. So I have, we don't have any visitors. We don't have any public comments, and I have no additions to the agenda. So if we could please approve the minutes. There are three of us here. Charlie, you don't have to be a part of this. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of June 16. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. And now we will move to our hearing. And our first application is for 6 South Main Street. It's application 2025-091. If you'd like to come up and sit at the table, please. And the owner is Tina Thurber. Tina is here.
Yes.
Thank you. And as I said, the property address is 6 South Main Street. The proposal is an after-the-fact application for approval of a shed and landscaping modifications in the village and historic design review overlay districts. The applicable code sections are Article 2, Section 221, 222, 223, 224, 226, 227, 240, 246, 271, and 272. Article 4, Section 420, 440, 450B. Article 5, Section 520, 521, 522, 530, and 540. And Article 7, Section 710, 720, 721, 722, 723, 730, A and F. To the board, are there any conflicts of interest or ex parte discussions? No. Thank you. And you're going to both give testimony? What is your name?
My name's James.
James?
He's also owner.
Okay. So would you both please raise your right hand? And do you swear the testimony you provide is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Super. Thank you so much. We did receive an email from Jessica Roberts saying that you were going to come with a different plan.
No, I had spoken with Jessica after you and I
Right,
had
yep.
spoken. Unfortunately, we were on vacation. We left to go on vacation by the time she responded.
Okay.
So she had told us there was this whole list of things that we would have to gather to have here with us tonight.
So if you want to change the design of the fence, what we would need is the new design and the new measurements.
So the only thing that I was going to change is what you had originally suggested, which was putting a taller fence that wasn't see-through.
Right.
That the dogs wouldn't see the people walking by. That would have been the only change.
So do you still want to do that? Because what we can do, Charlie is going to be your case manager tonight. We can open your hearing and we can then continue your hearing. So that would mean that we wouldn't have to go through a whole new application. We'd use the same application. We would do it on August 4th. And it would just go onto the agenda, and all we would need from you would be that information, and then we could look at the new fence. That would mean you wouldn't have to do a new application, a new, another check or anything.
When she mentioned it to me, like I said to her, I don't think there's a way you could put a fence in there, a permanent fence in there. The reason that I put a temporary fence in there is for the winter time, so we could move it, because with the snow that comes off of those 2 slate roofs, no matter what you put there, it's going to get crushed or tipped over. So I don't think we can do that.
Okay, so then we'll just go forward with your hearing. I just wanted to offer that to you, if you did
I would like that.
want to come up with that, because that way it's easy.
Yeah, I mean, that would be ideal, honestly, but as he said, we can't afford to put a new one up every year after the winter either.
That's what it would be, especially after like last winter. I mean, the snow gets 5, 6 feet deep in there.
In between the two houses.
Sure.
It would be a crusher to knock it over.
Okay, then I am going to turn it over to you, Charlie. Thank you.
Great, thank you. How are you?
Good.
So you're aware we worked through a draft document that we used to go through all the different cases and all the zoning ordinance that she read through as well. So can you just give us a quick overview of the shed and the landscaping modifications?
The shed is a 10
Sorry,
by,
can I ask you a favor? I apologize. Can you talk up a little bit? I can't hear you over the
the shed is a 10 by 14 gambrel roof structure. It's 12 feet 7 tall, which I was not aware that there was a 10-foot height restriction when we ordered it. If I had known that, I would have probably scaled that down as well. But we did put a permanent fence with a gate across the end of the driveway to the property line. And we actually cleaned up a lot of the old dead trees that were on the property. We cleaned those out. We put up, there was an existing wire fence there along the property line. It had been rusted and it was garbage. We pulled all that up and the posts with it. I installed a temporary fence for right now, just to keep the dogs in the yard. So they're not up in the middle of the road, God knows where. And we'd like to put a patio. We put patio walk in there, it's a 9 by 11 patio. Other than that, grass and maybe some shrubs.
Some shrubs
along the
or,
property
I don't remember what kind of trees it is.
line.
They look like a pine tree, but they're small.
They don't grow.
And that's just to go where originally Fred had all of the honeysuckle that was so overgrown and dying that he had it held up with 2x4s. So when we took the 2x4s down, all of those, the branches just started, hitting the ground. So we were like, well, we'll take those up, put some shrubbery in there to kind of give a privacy screen.
The trees that were there were breaking apart at the roots. I don't even know how they still had leaves, to be honest with you.
Okay, thank you. And you guys are aware that your building's in the Village and Historic Design Review Districts?
Yes, but on my behalf, I did contact Jessica. During our conversation, maybe I misunderstood. The original conversation was it needed to be under 150 square feet, which is why we went with one that was 10 by 14, literally. Otherwise, we would have, to have all of our stuff here, we would have had to have a monstrous,
And we were under the indication that whatever we did in the back end of the property off the Church Street side would be affected by the historical side of the building. Basically, the first half of that is really the historical building. The rest of it, the apartment is what I understand is
Yeah,
part of the original structure.
he doesn't have the slate roof on there anymore. He doesn't, all of that has been kind of changed from the front of the house that has stayed historical, slate roof, all of the original artwork on the,
Soffit fascias. Side.
Yeah, can I address something?
What was that?
Bring that up, Diana.
Can I address something?
Yes.
I just want to point out that they're also in the historic design review. So even if they were under 150 square feet, all structures, landscaping, trees coming out, as well as bushes going in, still need design review.
We understand that now.
Okay.
We weren't aware of that when we ordered the shed to begin with.
May I just ask who Robin Hodgkins and William Bazick, what application, what cases are you here for?
This is Rob. I'm just here to observe.
Couldn't hear what he's.
He's observing. He's here to observe.
Oh, okay, thank you. And Robin? Oh, that was Robin, okay.
Well, if she's just here.
I'm Bill Basic. I'm here for a fence at Twin Valley Elementary School.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
We have the remote control over there. Can we turn up the TV a little bit by chance?
Volume on the TV.
So on the volume. It's on the side.
I think this, I did it, I still this one over yet.
No, the actual TV needs the volume, not the computer. The one, Cheryl, the one in your hand, the remote control you had.
Right.
Yep, it's on the side. Bring it over here. We're gonna be having a technology afterwards, folks.
Use doesn't help. Right.
Well, this meeting's start. Forget it. Okay, we're moving on.
Yeah. You do it.
Okay.
I did it, but I guess it didn't work.
Okay, moving on. So just confirm, James, what's your last name, Thurber as well? Okay, great, thank you. Okay, so for the board, we have the exhibits we received. Exhibit 1 is the staff report, Exhibit 2 is the cover sheet, Exhibit 3 was the warning, Exhibit 4 was the application, 3 pages. Exhibit 5 is the site map. Exhibit 6 is the violations report. Exhibit 7 is the photos 1 through 11. And Exhibit 8 is the abutter list.
And I want to add the email from Thurbers and Jessica, please, as the email that would be the final would be July 6th.
Thank you. Okay, so the first part, Article 2, is pretty much just administrative. Talks about the role of the DRB and why you guys are here and what a public hearing is. You guys are aware of what we do here? No?
Never
Okay.
had to do anything like this.
Well,
Yeah.
we're essentially the zoning board for the town of Wilmington. Any cases for buildings in the districts or setbacks, or if somebody wanted to, you know, like your guys' case, put a shed into the district that comes in front of us, we review each case and make a decision as a board. And we go off the ordinances of the town. Is that the description?
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay.
We get to hang out here 2 Mondays a month.
So that's takes care of Article 2. Article 4, so you guys are aware you're in the village district and the village design district. The current use of the house is residential, or is it half commercial, half residential?
Half commercial, half residential.
Thank you. And you guys are in the historic design of the district. I just wanted to read one thing for you, but I closed that by mistake. Give me 1 second. Give me 10 seconds. It could be a minute. Hold on. Let's be honest here. I'm going to, any of the board members have questions?
No, thank you.
Nothing? It's easy for me.
I know. But the pictures that you submitted, the blue shed is the existing shed that's in the application. Okay,
Yes.
great.
We have plans to put a little better looking fence to replace that wire fence. Still a, still a temporary fencing setup so that I can move it in the fall, late fall, before snow hits. It doesn't get crushed or end up against Jason's house or something like that.
Okay, so when you say it's temporary, you're gonna take it down
Seasonal.
in the fall?
Yeah, well, we're gonna move it to a different area of the yard just so that the dogs still have the yard. It can't get out in the road, but it'll be away from the roofs, the slate roofs, if the snow dumps off.
Okay, perfect. So I just wanted to read to you section 512, goals of the village design review district. The site plan design goals of the village design review district are as follows. Promote the use of buildings and property in a manner that benefits the community and individual property owners while preserving the visual character of the village. To attract visitors, encourage tourism by enhancing the visual character as a minimum village. To encourage maintenance of the buildings and properties and support a visually attractive village for the pleasure of residents and visitors. To encourage, support economic growth and prosperity within the community by maintaining the visual character of the village. And to encourage public and private investment and protect the interests of future generations. So one question I had is, can we see your shed from the road? Nope.
From South Main Street.
South Main, yeah?
Nope.
Nope, okay.
Charlie, I will have one thing.
So,
I didn't hear what you said.
Repeat.
I would like to speak.
go ahead and talk.
Okay, so if they're gonna move that fence around, I would need a site plan of that. The permit is to be built exactly as specified in the application. In other words, I can't have them moving it around every time. Unless they give me like some kind of site plan for how they're gonna move it. For the future, the ZA needs to know where that fence is supposed to be so they can enforce the bylaws.
Hold on one second. Are you talking about the metal fence or the wood fence?
Any fence is a structure, so it's gonna have to follow the site plan, and if they want to move it around, I would need multiple site plans, I guess.
Thank
So
you,
the
Jessica.
fence that we're talking about, you can buy on Amazon. They're actually dog playpens. So it literally sits on top of the ground. It's got little rods that go in.
Is it a wire mesh one? Is it
It's a metal,
a
galvanized
metal
metal,
wire mesh?
but it
Yeah.
has little,
It's not even, I know that, like, they're not,
It's,
it's a temporary thing. I use them all the time. They fold.
yeah,
they
very
rotate.
Yep.
temporary, yeah.
You take it
just move
apart,
around wherever
we're
you
gonna
want.
take it to Florida with us when we go to Florida in the winter,
It's like a dog crate, but
Yeah,
larger.
but it's larger,
It's an outdoor dog crate. it's
How
essentially.
tall are you?
It's 4 feet.
4 feet tall.
So is that, so you currently have the coated wire, what I refer to as chicken wire, but
Yes.
you have that coated wire
Garden
fence.
fencing or-
Right, so are you going to permanently remove that and do this temporary
Yes.
thing? Okay, so Jessica, what's happening is they're gonna take down the coated wire fence and just use a temporary dog crate type fence.
Yeah, it's a.
So that does not need to have a permit.
It's
Okay,
called-
so yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just put that in the decision because, for the future.
We did just order, it's on its way.
It's actually supposed to be here, I think, Tuesday.
Okay, perfect. Anybody else have any questions on Article 5 of the Historic Design Review District?
No, thank you.
Okay. Article 7, just more about standards. I'm gonna ask you some questions and you just have to, answer them. They don't really apply on this one, but we're gonna go for it. So, section 710 is use performance standards, so no continuous, permanent, ongoing, or frequent vibration discernible with the property owner. You're not using the shed for anything? Just storage?
Just storage.
Okay. So with that same question, there's no noise inside the shed? No rock band practice?
No.
A little small for that.
Yep,
I have a motorcycle in there right now, I don't even start that inside.
okay, that takes care of the next question, air emissions, you're good with that then? Okay, perfect, and we got nothing else. Sorry, 721, general standards, yep, no questions on that, sounds like you're not. So it's just against the property line, correct? And I saw 3 feet from the property line?
Yeah, it's several feet from the.
Okay.
When you were describing the trees that you wanted to plant and you said they would act as almost like a screening, which portion of the property is that? In
Right.
between you and,
Between us and Jason,
yep, the red.
the red house.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, which we've actually we've talked with Jason quite frequently. And he was all for it because it's going to improve his area as well as our.
So, but is this the area on this side that you're describing?
No, actually,
Yeah.
it's
This one right here?
down here.
Okay, further down.
That part?
Yeah.
Okay, so not where the.
Yes, it's where that fence is, you
Yep.
see the trees, so we're gonna put screening in there.
Okay,
So that it's where his parking area is
Just
and where our patio is. They
Okay.
kind of, otherwise people are gonna be watching us eat dinner when they pull into park.
So,
And is this on the site plan?
I think so. It looks
Yeah.
like it
Yeah.
is.
Yes,
It lists a total of 5 trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
is there any lighting on the shed?
I do have temporary lighting.
So
Okay,
Actually,
can you
10.
tell us about those?
Just some LED strip lights that I put in there, up to extension cord.
Are they in the photos at all?
they're inside the shed.
Are they inside the shed?
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
is
do
there
have
any
it.
exterior lighting on the shed?
Yes,
Yep. What's the exterior lighting?
it's a ring motion camera with LED floodlights,
Okay, and what are the floodlights pointing?
right down to the ground, in front of the shed.
So we just have to make sure they're downcast and shielded.
They don't even shine out to the end of my truck where it's marked.
Okay.
I made sure of it because I don't want, and they're dim. They're dimmable and they're only about half as high as they'll go. They're not very bright.
And they're on a timer? Or some motion?
Sensor,
Do you know how long the motion is?
15 minutes. I can tailor that to whatever through the app.
Great. Any questions on lighting?
No, thank you.
And landscaping, we touched on. Any questions on landscaping?
No, thank you.
Beautification committee has no questions.
Beautification committee had a conversation, so I'm abstaining. When I went to check on the dogs.
I have one question.
Oh,
Go ahead, Jessica.
To clarify, so on the site plan, it shows a temporary dog fence. That temporary fence is coming down, correct?
Correct.
Thanks.
That's being replaced with, basically, it's a dog playpen fence.
You said you had a question, Diane? No. Oh, okay.
No, I understand.
And the dogs are a work in progress. We're trying to train them. They're both very
Good
young.
luck.
The older one of the two, though, has gotten a lot better. The female is the youngest, and she just barks at everything,
And she instigates him.
and she gets it.
There's always one.
Yeah, we're trying.
Okay, I've got nothing else. We'll get a decision to you in 45 days.
We'll get a decision to you before that. It will go to Jessica and she will send it to you. Do we need to know, Jessica, just a quick question. Do we need to know when the temporary fence that is currently there is gonna come down? Or
Yeah.
I should say, do you need to know that?
That should come down before the permit's issued because that's technically a violation. So if it's gonna come down within the next month or so, is that reasonable?
It'll be done probably within the next 2 weeks. We're supposed
Perfect.
to be in the fencing here Tuesday, Wednesday.
Thank you very much, and thank you. So this hearing is closed. Thank you guys so much for coming. And we're going to open the hearing on application 2025-088. The property address is 360 Vermont Route 100 North. The owner is the Town of Wilmington School District. And the proposal is an after-the-fact application for approval of 90 feet of additional fencing to the current fencing in the commercial, residential, and flood hazard overlay district. The applicable code sections are Article 2, Section 221, 222, 223, 224, 226, 227, 232, 235, 240, 271, 272, Article 4, Section 420, 440, 450E, Article 6, Section 602, 603, 606, 608, 610L, 611C, 620, and Article 7, Section 710, 720, and 721. to the board? Are there any conflicts of interest or ex parte discussions?
No.
Thank you so much. Robin, are you going to be giving testimony, correct?
It was Bill.
I'm sorry? That's not Robin. Who is that?
No, Robin was Jefferson, and Bill, who's on the left,
Yeah, what's his
He's-
name?
Bill,
Bill.
William/Bill.
Bill, are you going to
Yep.
be giving testimony?
I'll do my best.
Okay, so would you please raise your right hand? And do you swear the testimony you provide is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, Bill. And Crystal is going to be our case manager. She's going to run through everything with you.
Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
All right, so basically I'm just gonna start off by reading the exhibits that we've received with the application. We have number 1, the zoning permit staff report. Number 2, the town of Wilmington cover sheet. Number 3, the notice of hearing. Number 4, the application for DRB review, which was 4 pages long. Number 5, there was a suspected violation report form dated 4/24/2025 from the zoning administrator. Number 6 is the parcel map with the floodway overlay. Number 7 is email correspondence between the zoning administrator and the regional floodplain manager. And number 8 is the list of abutters and the postage mailing date. Anything else in there that you can think of?
Nope.
All right. So as I understand from the application, the additional fencing is being added has been added, I guess is more appropriate.
It's after the fact.
Has been added in. And it's described here in the application and also drawn for me. But basically you just added it in 2 segments, a total of 90 feet, 3 different segments. And it's meant to keep soccer balls and baseballs out of Route 100.
And children.
And children, okay. Balls and children out of Route 100, okay. And so is that correct that there was an existing fence and you've added 25 feet on one end, 35 feet on the other, and then a smaller section past the concession booth that was 30 feet?
That is correct.
Okay, great.
I have a quick question about that.
Go ahead, Jessica.
So this is only for the added 3 sections. Are there other sections that I didn't notice that were added as well?
Well, I guess I was answering Jessica added from when. I guess that's what I was, there are no new sections. I'm sorry, I'm a new superintendent here. My understanding was there was an existing fence and that we actually went and we were told we didn't need a permit and that we only need a permit for 3 sections. Is that correct, Jessica?
So what happened is you got a permit for the fence that's there now. But that was 2 years ago, so the permit expired. And since
Okay.
that part of the fence wasn't in the floodplain, you didn't need a DRB oversight. But the new sections that were just added a couple months ago, those 3 sections are in the floodplain.
Yeah.
And I went to the floodplain manager, tried to get it permitted through me, but he said, no, this absolutely has to go through conditional review. And he gave his comments. So these 3 sections, or the 24 feet closest to the driveway, are all that this application is about as far as I know. Because that section is new and also because that section's in the floodplain.
Oh, yeah, that's my understanding too. I'm sorry, this was a little confusing because I wasn't sure, how far back we were going.
Okay, so it sounds like we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so kind of like what Charlie did, I'm just going to read through some of the zoning ordinances that apply. Article 2 reviews all the administrative procedures associated with our zoning regulations. It outlines the role of the DRB, what development requires our review and written decision, what requirements exist for a complete application, how the DRB makes decisions, the process to follow if you wish to make changes after receiving a DRB decision. It explains that public hearings are held by the DRB and that appeals are handled by the Superior Court of Vermont Environmental Division. It also outlines who can attend a hearing and be heard at a hearing. All of that's covered in Article 2 and usually people are pretty up to speed on what that is. So do you have any questions or concerns about Article 2?
I do not.
Okay. And then Article 4 just discusses the districts and all the uses that are allowed in those districts here in Wilmington. So 420 and 440 talk about uses. And then 450, which is your specific district, is the commercial/residential district. Do you have any questions about the property being in that district, or any questions about the uses?
I do not.
So Article 6 is the flood hazard district, which is primarily the one that applies here, and primarily the reason why we needed to hear the case. Can you tell me a little bit, are you aware of how the fence was installed, meaning any information about the depth of the posts or the footings or any information about its structural components?
I do not have that exact information. I apologize, but I mean, I assume it was a standard fence that they put like a concrete, I don't know the depth of it, but my guess would probably be, I don't know, 18 to 24 inches if I had to guess. You know, they pour concrete around the, you know, kind of make a ball of concrete. And then, you know, they install the posts first, and then they stretch the chain link fence along the poles.
Okay. So based on the comments from A&R, the concerns were, one, that you are allowed to put a chain link fence in this fringe floodway. However, sometimes the chain link fence can catch debris and cause floodwaters to divert in areas that they don't normally go. So there was just a comment in their email making sure that that was understood by everyone. And then from what I can see in the overlay map, only a small portion of the fencing falls into that floodway. So it seems like what Jessica was describing, the portion of the fence closest to the exit out of the Twin Valley Elementary School parking lot is the area that's in question for floodplain. Does anyone have any questions about the flood?
No,
I mean, I don't have the exact dimensions,
it
but
sounds like the fence is anchored. If the posts have poured concrete, then
Footings,
that
yeah.
would anchor it.
Yeah.
The fence has to be anchored.
Yes, it's anchored.
Yeah, so that is clear.
do you know when the additional pieces, or when the fence was installed?
It's sometime, like, I think they're around that April date.
Okay.
I think Jessica called me very quickly after it was installed, so I don't have the exact date. I think it was over April vacation. In fact, I know it was, so I think that was around the 16th, or that week of the 16th.
Okay. All right. So do you have any questions about Article 6 beyond what we've just discussed?
I do not.
Okay. The next article is Article 7, which really just discusses standards. And usually I would ask a bunch of questions about like noise and air emissions and vibrations, but it's a fence, so that seems kind of irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's really, I mean, I added it in there, but it really,
Yeah, just,
yeah.
you know, and it doesn't appear to have any negative effect on, you know, traffic, roadways, the property, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't have any personal questions about Article 7. Does anyone on the board have any questions about the standards section?
Do you have any,
I'm
Dan?
just trying to visualize where that fence is on this map.
It's, yeah, on this one, it's like basically here, running along here,
This is
or along Route 100.
right here.
It goes along the Route 100.
Oh, I see the base stuff.
Can you see the baseball diamond like in
I
the
do,
corner? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I don't have any other questions about the fencing. If anyone else on the board needs to clarify anything, they're welcome to ask.
I don't have any questions, Diane.
No,
Charlie?
no.
All right, Bill, you've answered all the questions for us, and we will have a decision for you. We have up to 45 days, but we're usually faster than that.
And Jessica will provide the school with that decision.
Well, thank you, and thank you for your time tonight.
Yeah,
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Thanks.
So I'm closing the hearing. And opening the hearing on the application, if you'd like to come up and sit up here. Application 2025-094 and 095. The property address is 24 West Main Street. The owner is Christo Holding LLC, Andrew and Elizabeth, right? Thank you. Crystal is recusing herself. The proposal is a change of use from office design to gift and Vermont product retail, food and beverage, restaurant space to include indoor seating and a drive-through, and a sign permit in the Village District and Historic Design Review and Flood Hazard District Overlay. You want it all.
Well, we've seen you before.
Wow, round two.
For the donuts. Yeah.
Right. The applicable code or Article 2, Section 221, 222, 223, 224, 226, 227, 229, 233, 234, 235, 240, 271, and 272. Article 4, Section 420, 440, 450B. Article 5, Section 520, 521, 522, 530, 531, 540. Article 6, Section 602, 603, 606, 608, 610A and L, 611C, and 620. And Article 7, Section 710, 720, 721, 722A, and 723. And Article 8, as I said, you want it all. Section 830, 831, 832, 833, 850, and 870. To the board, are there any conflicts of interest or ex parte discussions? Thank you. And will you both raise your right hand? Do you swear that testimony you provide is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you so much. And so Robin Hodgkins is here for this case. Okay. Robin Hodgkins, are you planning to give any testimony of any kind?
No, I may have a question, but I'm not providing any testimony whatsoever.
Okay, so you're not giving testimony. We don't have to ask you to swear. So Diane is going to be the case manager. She'll be running through the application, all those codes and stuff with you. And thank you. Thanks,
All right,
Diane.
thanks. All right, welcome. It's been since, I think, COVID was the last time I spoke.
Yeah, about 3 years.
Yeah, yeah. All right, well, welcome back. Do you have any questions on section 200? That's all the administrative. We've sat through 2 of them already. It's pretty standard rules are. And why we're here. I went through your application. It looks complete to me and incredibly well put together, by the way. Very good. Often see them so detailed. So we're going to jump then to section 4, which is district and uses, and you do get the trifecta here. You're in the downtown village district within the historic overlay and the flood zone. So we'll get to all of that. You're in the village district. Oh, well, first, hold on. Let me slow down. It's been a long weekend. Let me go through your exhibits. Okay, exhibit. I'm not gonna get that fast as it. I've got Jessica's staff report summary as exhibit 1. There's a cover sheet here for the DRB findings, exhibit 2, exhibit 3. The warning letter, got your application, exhibit 4. Exhibit 5 is the permit request with all of your responses to everything in the zoning. Just incredible. Exhibit 5 covers all of the things we're going to go through. It includes a site plan, a floor plan, what you're proposing, an original floor plan, images of the exterior elevations, what you're doing for your window replacement, and then we get into the other section for signage, which is under Article 8. So we've got exhibits of what you're proposing on signage. That is, I've got the wastewater treatment and allocation permit for exhibit 9. It looks like has it been submitted? I didn't see a date. Or is this like in process or?
I think it's ready to go pending. They have to pay percentage of the application fee.
I'm sorry, I can't hear. Into the mic.
You have to speak right into
Close to the
that.
microphone better. Okay, so I think it's ready to go for my discussion with John Lizelle. I just have to file and pay. I have another 15 or 20 days for that. But also it's pending repairing our sewer line, which I've been working closely with John.
All right, so that's exhibit 9. Exhibit 10 are the comments, the email exchanges and communications between you, Jessica, and the regional floodplain manager. And then I've got exhibit 11, which is the list of abutters. Okay, got through that. Maybe just give us a little summary of what it is you're proposing to do.
Sure. So we'd like to sell coffee and breakfast sandwiches and other prepared foods to the public via walk-in carryout and via a drive-through pickup window. We'll also have retail space in the front in which we sell shelf-stable foods, a bit of groceries, and non-food products.
All right. So given the area that you're in, that's, thank you. It's like, that line was like, oh my God. Whew.
Now we
All
can
right,
hear.
Now we can hear. Now I can think. All right, so in the village district, this is the conditional use. And as far as, any work that's in the village district, it's supposed to retain the character of the existing village, provide for future residential and commercial development through historically appropriate structures and businesses. Does anyone have any questions on whether this, or any questions to the applicant? This seems like, seems pretty, right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. In fact, I used the same, I took your application and changed the date on it in a few words.
Diane, I do have one question.
Yes, Jessica.
So I know I had talked to the applicant, they were thinking of putting in a new window for the drive-through, and I was wondering if they brought that.
Right. I haven't gotten to that part yet, but we can certainly, certainly talk about that. There is I see a proposal. The only thing that looks like you're changing on the outside, aside from putting signage on, is reinstalling that teller window that was there when there was a bank at one time, and now that's going to be used for your, I guess.
Yeah.
So did they bring new information? And if they did, can you make sure I get a copy for the file?
For the, as far as information, as far as what that looks like?
Yes.
Yeah, in their application, they have a whole summary. They're putting in the window is going to look exactly like the one that was there before. It has it's divided into like 4 lights, and it's going to be a sliding window in the same location as the previous bank sign.
Okay, so no changes from the application.
No.
Great.
No. That's right. So I don't know, no one takes exception or issue with this. This seems fine.
So just one point of clarification there.
Yeah.
We were only able to find one photo, and it's pretty grainy, of what the window looked like before. Drive-through windows that are available now are extremely limited. And so we're going to try to get as close as possible to that, but
It's not going to take up any more space. It's the same size.
It's going to be the same size. I mean, I don't think the bank teller window was not a historic feature in the building.
Right.
So you're not, you're not altering the overall, building by doing that. So I don't see that as, an adverse effect to the historic, to the village or to the building itself. So.
But this is what it's going to look like in our exhibit.
I'm sorry, can I see what exhibit you're looking at?
Similar.
It will.
So
that's the location of it.
This is what it looked like when it was a bank, if that helps. That's what that was. Or I see it.
Right. But
That's the current window, and that's where it will go.
it's going to be this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as what we have
Yeah, that's an
in the
illustration of-
exhibits is what it's going to be, that's what matters.
Yeah,
So,
can somebody get me a copy of that, please?
yes, and we'll give you a copy of that. It's pretty hard to see. It's pretty grainy. You're not,
It's the only thing we put on.
yeah, that's fine. All right. Okay, so that is, all right. So, okay, so we kind of covered section 5 for the goals of the historic design review. I don't see anything you're doing as being, I think, in fact, it's a plus. It encourages tourism and visual, I mean, it's, I don't see anything on any of the standards where this would be an issue. All right, section 730, Development Review Board for Site Plan and Design. I don't know if we want to look at.
You're gonna do
your-
the section 6, article 6?
Oh, sorry.
Flood?
Flood, yes. Okay, this is what happens when you print on double-sided paper. All right. So you are in the 100-year floodplain. The only thing I did see on here is that you mentioned that you weren't going to be raising the utilities up any higher. Is that because they're already 3 feet above, or they're?
No, so the original plan that we submitted 3 years ago, was a
Right.
much more robust renovation of the building.
Right,
And then we were willing to put, every outlet above 36 inches. We're doing much less renovation now, so we're happy to put any new outlets above that height. But moving existing ones is a pretty substantial job.
moving.
Existing outlets that are at sort of 12 to 18 inches off the ground, we're planning on basically keeping anything that was existing there as it is, and any new outlets we were adding, we raise above the floodplain.
Okay, but is your utility, like your power, your electric panels are above the floodplain now? or-
Yes,
Yeah.
the fuse box is at least 4 feet off the ground, and the meter, I had to guess, I'd say 3.5, 4 feet.
Yeah, I mean, that's the major thing. It's like your utility, so, Okay. Anyone questions on that?
I just want to be sure that did you get a copy of the email that we got from the state? So you could see everything that she questioned and her advice,
Um,
if you have about Jessica?
Yeah, so this was, Andrew, if you remember, this was, with the first case. That was with the floodplain manager. Now I asked him if he needed a new application, but you weren't making enough changes and there's no residential. So he's using the same comments for your case. But if you need another copy of that, I believe you were in that email conversation with the floodplain manager, but basically the same rules apply.
Okay, yeah, I can probably dig that out of my email if it was part of the application that we pulled. And I'm happy to follow whatever the recommendations were of the state.
I just want to be sure that you have the information that you need, so you know what you have to do.
Yep.
To,
Right. And the main thing is
Approve
all
it.
your mechanicals need to be a foot above BFE, base flood elevation.
Can you define mechanicals?
Any mechanicals, heating system, if you put in heat pumps or anything, any mechanicals need to be a foot above base flood elevation.
Yep.
And you don't have a basement, correct there? It's on a slab?
On a slab.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the HVAC comes out of the fence in the ceiling or high on the wall. Everything, there's a crawl space where I believe there used to be a second story at some point in that building, and all of the furnace and AC is up there, with the exception of the condenser, which is outside of that.
thank you.
So the condenser's on a pad outside.
Yes.
Bolted, I'm assuming it's bolted down, or?
I would assume, happy to add an anchor. That seems just, it's solid metal with big hole.
Or talking, if you're in a flood zone, water, that thing's,
Oh, yeah.
that thing's
yeah.
gone.
Happy to anchor it if it's not anchored. I just can't speak to that off the top of my head because I haven't looked at it.
Yeah, that would need to be both anchored and a foot above BFE. So the floodplain manager recommends 2 feet above BFE, but our bylaws currently only have 1 foot above BFE.
Okay, we're not planning on changing the condenser, so is it fair to assume that if it's there, it's already been approved by the DRB and is up to code?
I don't know. I mean, no,
I mean, everything has to be anchored.
We can check,
Yeah,
obviously. Our
yeah.
point is just we didn't plan
yeah.
on
I mean, I'm
changing
going
it,
back,
assuming
on-
it was
I don't
fine.
remember
add-
that detail.
Adding a
from our-
concrete anchor is very
Yeah.
easy to do.
Yeah.
It's more the elevation of it. We, it was there when we purchased the building. We haven't made any changes to it. I mean, if I had to guess, it's a foot above the driveway because there's a curb and lawn and then there's a concrete pad, which is the foundation of the building that sits on top of that.
To me, having it anchored would be more important. I mean, if it's gonna get hit by a flood, it'll just be damaged and ruined. You'll be replacing it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the point of trying to raise it up above. You're gonna
Well, I mean,
save
if you
yourself
could
the
raise
replacement.
it, then that would save it for you, but for us, it would need to be anchored because it can't break loose.
Happy to anchor it.
We'll be there. Okay, and I do have in here, you have a dumpster or anything that's gonna be in the back, or?
We don't yet, but there's 2 potential places we're looking at to put it. And that will be certainly anchored as well.
Yeah, dumpsters would need to be anchored. And
Yeah, everything has to be anchored. Trash cans, all the rest of that.
Yeah, I just remember reviewing the articles that mentioned propane tanks. Ours is buried. So I don't think that's an issue.
Okay. All right. So on to your new use, change of use. So I'm gonna go through the list of the use performance standards. You can just, give your testimony back on the questions. So under 710, use performance standards, A is vibration, no continuous, permanent, ongoing, or frequent vibration discernible at the property line. Given the new use. Okay. Noise, continuous, permanent, ongoing, or frequent noise, in excess of that of a normal conversation. What are your what hours are you planning on being open?
Planning roughly 6 a.m. to 2 p.m.
7 days.
Yes.
So we do have noise.
Yeah.
So,
So from,
I mean, if you're
7
going to
a.m.
open at 6,
I don't think there's any equipment that runs that would be above, if I recall correctly, the threshold was above the volume of a normal conversation at the property line. I don't think there's any equipment that would be even close to that loud. And if there is, we're certainly happy to abide by the code and adjust our hours or the machine or whatever is causing the noise.
all right. C, air emissions for commercial operations, no emissions of dust, ash, smoke, or other particle matter that can cause damage to human, animal health, contamination of the property or beyond, have solid or liquid particles, cause odorous matters in quantities as to be offensive. You have a hood or like a,
No, we're specifically getting
cooking
equipment that doesn't
range hood.
require a vent hood.
Okay.
There's no cooktop, no deep fryer.
okay,
Diane, I have one thing.
go ahead.
So I was just reviewing, because you guys got me thinking about the BFE. I was reviewing not John Brooker Campbell anymore, it's ASA now, the floodplain manager. And it's
Yep.
just that new utilities have to be approximately 3 feet above ground level. Because
Right.
the property's at 1510 and he gives the BFE at 1507. So basically, as long as any new stuff is installed at 3 feet or above ground level, you're okay with your mechanicals.
Got it.
Great.
Yeah,
Jason,
Thanks.
thumbs up here.
yeah. Okay, great. Now I lost my place again. Thank you. No.
it's 7:30.
Flip it over.
D, injurious or noxious particles. No operations or use shall create electromagnetic liquid or solid refuse or waste, heat, cold, et cetera, et cetera. All right, so under section 721 general standards, the proposed use shall protect against adverse effect on items A through F. I don't see any of those. I don't know if any of the other board members see any issues. Those would be capacity existing in the planned community, traffic on roads and highways, bylaws, ordinance that affect utilization of renewable energy, air quality and character of the area.
Well, we're gonna have to be sure that you have all the signage and you're gonna go one way and you're going to remove the handicap.
Correct.
And
So
actually,
that,
the signage already exists, so there's already an entry and exit. We'll follow the same path.
yeah, right now it says in and out. But there is a handicap parking
Yep.
space.
Yeah, we'll remove that.
Have you talked to V-Trans about that?
I'm sorry.
I don't know who, I'm trying to remember when that handicap parking space was not there when it was a bank. And V-Trans, the Vermont Department of Transportation, is the only person that can do handicap access, so I'm not sure. Jessica, do you know how that handicap parking space became there?
I don't. I know they need one handicap parking space for every 10 parking spots. Or under 25. I'm not sure who put it in, but I think they could probably move that to their back lot, as long as they had one.
We did look into this when like 3 years ago, so we can either move it to the back lot, or because there is street parking in front, they said that that was not an issue, but we can definitely resurface that.
So, there's also a loading zone there. Are you removing that signage as well?
Yeah, I think that for any deliveries, the goal is gonna be to have them scheduled in off hours and or have them park in the back and a hand cart to the door.
So, all right, well, that gets us to section 730. Those are some of the items we're.
Oh, I get a question
You got
about,
it. Go
I
ahead.
know it's not really in the same sort of section, but so what will happen with snow removal now that the driveway is gonna be a drive?
That was section 7.
I mean, we've
I know, I
had,
jumped ahead.
That's all right.
so yeah, we have a plow company that services the building already. I would imagine that we'll continue with that service and have them endeavor to plow in off hours before we open and after we close.
Or as needed.
Yeah, if we're really getting
Here.
some powerful snow.
Yeah, I think it just means, I would recommend designating a spot where the snow's gonna be pushed in the drive-through, so you're not creating a safety hazard.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, I'm happy to pull it
It's-
off some of the lot.
I believe it's against the law to push snow into the road.
Okay,
You can't push it.
You cannot push it into
the road.
Route 9,
okay.
and you can't push it into the river. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if there is ever such a storm. that-
So I don't know who your plow person is, but just make sure they're aware of all of that.
Yeah, it's Deerfield Valley, the Dix family who does it. I know they have other commercial clients in town, so I would assume they're familiar with the regulations there.
You didn't do lighting, right? Are you,
Because you guys jumped all ahead of me.
Well, we're
I was on
parking, right?
720.
Are we still in parking?
No, I'm on section 730, conditional use.
that's what I thought. So,
Okay,
but
thank
we
you.
haven't done
All right,
lighting yet.
no, because that's the first one. So here we go. Section 730, conditional use of specific standards. A, lighting and glare. Are you doing any changes to the lighting on the building, or
No,
the lights that are there now shielded and downcast?
yes,
What kind of lighting are you going to do on the side where the drive-through is?
we're planning on adding any. Our opening hours will be mostly during daylight.
6 AM in winter is not daylight.
Well,
Yeah, I was
sure.
gonna say, it's pretty
It would just
dark
be the
at
light
6
on
a.m.
inside.
Yeah, the indoor light coming out of the window.
All right. Any other questions on that lighting? All right, safety. Let's talk a little bit about your,
I have a
Look.
question.
go ahead.
Yeah, it gets dark at 4 in the afternoon in the dark winter. So are you gonna have is that U-shaped drive lit for people to drive around the building?
They close at 2.
Oh, you're closing at 2.
Yep.
You're good then.
6 to 2.
6 to 2. Okay. So safety, minimize physical hazards where there are potential safety hazards, and I guess maybe could look at the proposed traffic pattern and pedestrian. Anybody have questions on that? It looks like the handicap, you mentioned the handicap parking, which will go away, but that will allow cars to bypass anybody online to pick up at the window.
So the parking in the back is going to, I can't, is it sign, I mean, are there lane lines now? So it's,
There's
and
lines. We were actually gonna ask about that. If we're discussing signage, we wanted to add some basic, like mill and whistle parking only signs in the lot, and then potentially a freestanding sign in the back to just.
Sorry, you gotta talk up a little bit. We
Sorry.
can hear you, nobody else can.
We want to add some, business parking only signs in the paved lot that we own. And then possibly one freestanding sign to instruct either pulling around or pulling out through the parking lot in the back of the building.
there's signs right now that say entrance and exit.
Yes, we were planning on keeping those.
So you're talking about when people park in the parking lot, that they exit from the rear of the parking lot?
Or exit, it's double wide on the exit side, so exit that way. It was more,
Make it clear, don't pull back into the entry.
Yeah,
It's not clear if you're in the parking lot.
there's no sign now that, right, so you'll have to do
I'll
signs
never be
back
able to
there.
fix that. You ever been to the Anchor on a weekday?
Oh, yeah.
Try.
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead.
So again, go into lighting, like they said, it is pretty dark at 6 in. If you have people parking in that back lot and then walking into the store, is there enough lighting there for safety, pedestrians walking up
there are
from the parking lot?
there are downcast floodlights in the back of the building. I
Okay.
think that would be sufficient. We're obviously happy to do whatever the board deems necessary for visibility and safety, but we're also very sensitive to light pollution. So our initial assessment is that we don't have to make any changes to the external light.
Well, Jessica brings up a valid point, that's daytime or nighttime. If I park in the back parking lot and walk up this building based off your proposed traffic pattern, how do I get to the front of the building without walking around cars?
It is a challenge.
Well, we need a solution, so, yeah, so.
So we're happy to add some paint to the driveway as sort of crosswalk. We can, say warning, active drive-through, cars coming. I don't know where we could actually reroute people to completely avoid the driveway if they park in the back though.
So where's your entry compared to where the drive-through is?
The entry to the building.
The entry is from the front, right?
Yeah, on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, yes, unfortunately, they're gonna be walking on the driveway.
Yeah, I mean, I guess technically they can walk out the back of the parking lot through the municipal part of that and then up to the street through another, I guess it'd be another driveway anyway, so it's tough to avoid.
I don't think anybody's gonna do that.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Sorry,
Yeah,
not when you've got your own parking lot.
Right, and your exit is 2 lanes wide. Is there enough room for a pathway there for people to walk to get to the front? Almost like a crosswalk, but a sidewalk that is dedicated to people.
I would be happy to paint one or delineate that. I don't know the technical definition of what a car width is when it comes to 2 lanes of traffic. So I can't speak to that precisely now.
And there's no entrance in the rear of the building?
Sorry,
There's a car entrance, but no person entrance.
So yes, Sheila, did you have a question?
I just wondered if we're allowed to ask questions.
Of course, yes. We would ask if you're going to ask questions that, yeah, Charlie's gonna turn one of those on for you.
We can be a share.
No, that's okay. We can just hand one back.
You'll have to answer that before.
Yeah, sure. I do have, welcome. I do have some questions about the drive-through. You'll be going through on the right-hand side of the building as you're looking at the front of the building.
Correct.
That is scary narrow because of the curb kind of situation that exists from the adjoining house buildings property. I think if many people remember, questions that came up when the Dunkin' Donuts was added to the property up here. We were assured by Dunkin' Donut that it would be perfectly easy and simple and everything for trucks to get around and the whole thing. Well, that has proved to be 100% incorrect. Right now, all of the 18-wheelers park in the middle of the road, the main road. Is there any thinking about how that's going to work with through traffic, especially early in the morning when I can guarantee that traffic is barreling through the center of the village?
Could I ask just clarification on that? Is the concern more with traffic in line backing up into Main Street, or
Both.
Or turn actually physically being able to turn into the driveway?
Both, all of it, all, in fact, three. Backing up, not that there's going to be many to back up at 6, but between 7:30 and 9 o'clock, it could get very busy. Is there enough turn space for a truck to get through? Any size truck, even a basic pickup truck, let alone an 18-wheeler. That was the question about the Dunkin' Donuts situation was, well, you're going to have space for any sizes of trucks to get around. Obviously, big trucks can't get through the Dunkin' Donuts situation.
You're gonna have to use.
And they all park in
the
the
West Main
middle
Street
of
lot
the
for
road.
your deliveries.
Oh, yeah, that was.
Yeah, they're not gonna be able to use that entryway for their delivery trucks. They're gonna have to go through the West Main lot.
Yeah, but I mean, people who were just coming to buy coffee and food and everything else
I don't
going
think-
around
Yeah, I
with the
think
trucks.
to break it into 3 questions.
Mhm.
The entry right now, it's narrow for like an 18-wheeler, but
Yeah.
a large pickup truck, no problem. It needs to be repaved and there are some holes right now.
Oh, yeah, it's
so that's
really
gonna be
bad.
done.
Yeah, okay.
But the width for a pickup truck is fine. When it goes around the edge, I believe we calculated it, like depending on size of cars, 10 to 12 cars can fit just in that drive-through.
Mhm.
So we don't anticipate backing up onto Main Street being a concern. That would be a lot of cars waiting to pick up.
The other thing I would add to that is.
Where is the asking,
It's all pre-ordered.
the client, yeah.
So that was exactly my point. We have 2 to 3 times the space for the cars to be in line before we hit Main Street than Dunkin' Donuts does. And also, it's just a pickup window, so people will order ahead of time and then only go and drive or attempt to drive to the window when their order's ready and they just pick it up. So there's no ordering window. There's no waiting while food is prepared in line, nor is there any sort of payment.
How are people gonna know that?
We have to teach people.
Yeah, that,
Seriously.
No, I know, I've just worked in hotels my whole
Yep.
life, and the door says push and they pull.
Yep.
So,
yep. Again, I mean, there will definitely be a bit of an education process.
I think in reality, people will pull up, you'll have the first interaction to say, hey, go ahead and order, you can pick it up in 5 minutes.
so what's the plan if say you're having a really busy day, it's Thanksgiving, everyone's getting their stuff, and they're backed into the entry, so no cars can even get in the parking lot because they're also backed up that way.
I mean, the goal would be to clear that and get the orders out the window as quickly as possible. I mean, it would have to be a seriously slammed level of business for any sort of material backup to be like 10 or 12 cars around it. And people waiting to get in to pick up their orders.
Well, my question is about, in that case, about pre-ordering. What do you mean, pre-ordering?
Ordering online.
Yeah. Using your phone.
Online?
Yep.
People are going to be driving from Albany through Bennington, coming through, and they're going to order online
They can
because they're,
still
they're
come
going to.
in, so the retail will have an option.
Yeah, they could always park and walk and go in through the front door, but for the drive-through window, it's pre-orders only.
How will they know what they can order?
On their phone, it'll all be on a website.
In your advertising, you might want to put something in that says alternative parking in the West Main Street parking lot.
Yeah.
So people, if it is blocked up and they can't get in, they know, go down to the parking lot and go in that way.
If it's okay with the aesthetics, we would be happy to put a freestanding sign at past the entrance at the opening of the lot that basically says, drive through for pre-orders only, QR code, so you can just snap it with your camera and it brings you to the website. Instruct people to park and wait until they get the notification that their order's ready to come through.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I was just gonna suggest the same.
I just haven't seen other businesses other than possibly temporary real estate listings with a QR code, but if you guys are okay with that, we think that would do a lot to educate the public on how to order.
It's the same way with like Chipotle here in Bennington operates the same way. You can't order there. You have to order online and pick up there.
Okay, we all set? Thank you.
I
We're still on
guess.
parking. I guess
Yes.
I'm,
Traffic and.
I don't know how to work any of
safety,
those
like
things, so I
Yes.
don't know how I would do that.
I
So
guess
I've got a question.
Excuse me 1 second, please. Go ahead with your question.
Yes, so this is Robin. As I understand it, it's going to be okay for the town to have a drive-through in the historic district instead of it being a walking community. But are we also saying that the people ordering off a QR code will be in the drive-through idling for the 5 or 10 minutes it takes to prepare an order?
No, so 2 points. A key aspect of the business model is to have ticket times that are dramatically less than 10 minutes. Secondly, the same sign that instructs them to snap a QR code will also say, please pull off and park in this lot until you get the notification that your order's ready. But that'll also be on their phone when they click, on the website, but basically do everything we can to tell them to not idle in line.
Did that answer your question, Robin?
It does, and I guess the use of that property would be contingent upon it never having a microphone system. It would all be permanently done pre-order, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, if that's a stipulation that you guys need, we're happy to do that. But it's not part of our plan to have any sort of dual window or intercom system for ordering.
he's just confirming that you're only doing pre-order.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Great, thank you.
Okay, Diane,
All
back
right,
to you.
so we
I'm
did
still
traffic
concerned
and
about traffic
I
and
was still on the
pedestrian.
crosswalk, the pedestrian.
Yeah.
Across.
I think we need to have a plan on how people are getting from the rear parking lot to the front. Whether it's to go talk to the people at Pickwell's about if they can walk on their lawn for that section, but no offense to anyone in this room, but it's all a lot of flatlanders that come through here. And they're gonna say their order's ready, and they're gonna come flying up the driveway, and they're gonna take out Miss Holt and her children walking down, maybe not
Yeah.
you, sorry. They're gonna take out another flatlander that they're not looking down or on their phone. So there has to come, and we can figure out a condition for it, but you guys gotta figure out something for the pedestrians.
Yeah, I mean, if the standards for having 2 lanes of cars that can, one can be slow and the other one is just trying to exit, if they pulled in by mistake, if we can use some of that width, or if there's enough width there to cordon off a little walkway, we're happy to do that.
Why don't you just, if you're not coming to the drive-through, why don't you direct them to exit through the West Main? So if they're parking in your lot, have the exit go through the West Main Street parking lot, which is right there, and then they're not going to be coming down the driveway next to the drive-through.
I think that's a great solution. If you guys are okay with us directing traffic out through that lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great, yeah.
There's no reason to not do
How
that.
are they gonna get through the drive-through?
If they're not going to the drive-through, if they're parking in the back.
But that doesn't, I mean, if they're parking in the back, they still have to walk forward and they still have to walk by the car.
Right, but if they don't use that exit for the cars exiting from the parking lot. If the cars exiting from the parking lot go through the West Main Street parking lot and then go around
I'm
and
not
go
worried about
out.
dark cars, I'm worried about the cars in the drive-through.
Yeah.
If they're coming around the drive-through and there's a person there,
Well, I think she's saying it's double wide, so we can carve out a pedestrian path.
Right, yeah.
I looked
If we
up,
don't have
the
cars there.
minimum width is 28 feet, so.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, exactly. You could make it a drive-through and pedestrian lanes only.
Get yourself some yellow paint.
Yeah, I got
Okay,
it.
yeah, happy to do that.
Right, yeah, if you do that, then
Then Crystal will live.
You're
You're alive now.
Thank you.
Get painting.
okay,
Okay, so
so
can I
that's
just play that
going to be pedestrian and drive-through only.
And we will have signage that's exit in the back. Okay.
So, and you'll need signage when people
Yep.
drive in the entrance that says parking. So they know
Yes.
that they keep going because they, you know, the first few times, they won't know that that's where the parking is.
And I got one more sign. You can go borrow something from me.
No,
Make sure there's a stop sign at the end entering Route 9.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Pedestrian right away.
Yep,
pedestrian
something like that.
crossing.
Pedestrian right away, look both ways, get off your phone, that sort of stuff.
In terms of placing that sign in a way that maintains the aesthetic, any restrictions or suggestions, or just, I mean, could it literally be off the side of the building?
well, Jessica, you need to
Yeah.
answer that question.
That's instructive signage. You don't need a permit for that, so that's really up to you. We
Okay.
only administrate signs that are for advertising, not instructive things like that.
Yeah, I'm done with parking and pedestrian safety.
All right, great. And we talked about drive-up windows, no waiting lines in public right of way, which you don't really have, but all right, public road access, we're not making any changes to that. Rainwater, snow and ice removal, storage, we already talked about. Safety, again, on the pedestrian, we covered that. I think we got all that. If these are not applicable, E is not applicable, landscape screening, not applicable, land and water management, nope. Wastewater and potable water. So you talked about a permit that you've issued, have ready for filing.
And you're on
Lots of
town water too.
allocations.
Well, there's a kitchen there now or no?
No.
No, and you're not adding a bathroom, there's already a bathroom there,
Correct.
so you're just adding sinks for hand washing and food washing.
Yeah, the biggest water requirement would be the triple sink and the dishwasher.
And dishwasher, okay. All right, so that's, when you get that, that goes to the zoning officer for her records and file.
And it will be a condition for your
And a condition
permit
for
through
the
the DRB as well.
Okay.
That has to be provided to Jessica.
Yep, so I can't write your permit from my office until I get that letter of allocation from John. It doesn't have to be complete, but it has to be in process, and he'll give me a letter to that end.
Okay, yeah, I think I have that. I thought he copied you guys on it, but if not, I can certainly send it along, the in-progress version.
Okay. All right, signs. Where do we want to talk about your signs? We've got 3. Blow and whistle, and then you've got, are there 2 of these? Oh,
Yep, that's, sorry, the mill and whistle, that's a single double-sided hanging sign. That will
Okay.
will replace the Deerfield Valley design.
Same shape, same size.
And that will go front,
Perpendicular. to-
perpendicular to the building? Okay. Is there any lighting on it?
There's, I believe downcast on each side currently.
Like little goosenecks? in there? Yeah. Oh, okay. Any questions on that? Group? No? And then there's this on the side of the building.
Yep.
Showing them in the picture here on the sides,
We're using the same pieces.
same pieces.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, just refinished.
If you look at the pictures in the packet, there are some signs you can see there. They're just replacing them with this new graphics.
Yep, looking right at it. Got it. All right, I don't have any questions on the signage.
Nice outside, it's quite cool.
Thanks.
Like 75.
Hey, Rob, are you talking to us?
My apologies.
I love the name, by the way, Mill and Whistle. It's such a clever name, isn't it?
I was laughing at that.
Oh, I love it, Charlie.
Oh, but I mean, it's a really clever name.
Thank you. I figured, historic district.
Yeah. The mill and the. Okay. Anyone else? Questions?
Sign questions, anyone?
Let's talk about pedestrian safety. No, go ahead.
I think that's it. I'll have,
All right, got some signs to buy.
Do you have anything else?
I don't have anything else.
Jessica, you have anything?
I hope they can open really quickly so I can go there.
I know.
So Charlie, nothing?
Nada.
Okay, thank you for coming in. As you know, we do have 45 days. We will not take 45 days. And once we get the full decision, we will go to Jessica and she will let you know.
Thank you all.
Thank
Thanks for your
you.
time, everybody.
Thank
Appreciate it.
So I will close the
Looking forward to it.
hearing.
I'm not gonna see back again in 2 years, right?
No.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I'm gonna fight you, maybe. My day started with a wonderful meeting, so.
Okay, so the only thing I needed to do for old business, we already went over, which is the dates of everything. 8/4 will be Silverstein. There are 3 applications that Jessica has pretty much gotten everything on, so hopefully we will be able to do Silverstein and 2. And 721, the only thing we have is the continuation of 527 Boyd Hill Road. Make sure everybody is going to be in attendance on August 4th, because we do have the continuation. And I have nothing else, so I'll take a motion to close the meeting.
I make a motion to adjourn at 6:20.
Thank you so much. I'll second it. All in favor? Thank you. Thank you, everyone on Zoom. Huh? No, we'll do it, well, we don't have to do it over Zoom. We'll do it right here. Yeah. Turn off the record.
I can't see that.
I'm gonna grab.
It's under more.
I just ended. It's gonna show it all.